Moving over here, my awareness is that it was in the very end of the 90s or the very start of the 2000s. So this was the old Dumpmaster's house, and the state member for Indooroopilly became aware that the City Council was thinking of wiping out the house and turning it into a public space. And she was aware of Benarrawa, and she said, no, don't do that. We've got a small organisation that can use that space. And so she put us in contact with them, and we've been here ever since.
My name's Sandy Ellen Black, and I'm one of the community development workers here at Benarrawa. I originally began at Benarrawa as a project worker.
My name's John Moore. I've been at Benarrawa now for almost 10 years. And my role here is as a community development coordinator.
My name's Paula Callaghan, and I work at Benarrawa Community Development Association, and I'm one of the community development coordinators. So I've been there for about 10 years.
In 2019, Benarrawa looked at a broader engagement consultation with stakeholders across the community. And what we found during that engagement was that residents who were not well resourced living in this community were feeling more disadvantaged. And so the idea came to actually look at addressing social isolation and loneliness, particularly because at a state level there was some interest in that. And we were aware that there was a number of community members who were experiencing social isolation and loneliness.
It was one day when I was really depressed. Very low mood. I was not feeling well. I heard a knock on the door, and it was Sandy Elena and another lady, is it Paula? And said that, can we come inside for a chat? And then they came and sat, and then I called my daughter and I said, these wonderful people are here and I want to have a chat with them. And then we sat and talked, and ever since I have received a lot of help from them.
So the only way to get to these people was to actually get out there and to see them, and not only just make initial contact or make that attempt, but to actually persist with that, because these are people who are now resistant to contact.
I'll be sitting inside doing nothing. And that's honest. Because before they knocked on my door and all that, I didn't do much at all. I go out, but I had to go to the shops and spend money and all that.
Once we started reaching out to the community, I think there was the full gamut of reactions to us. There was suspicion, there was concern, there were people who were just perplexed. What the heck were we doing turning up on their doorstep? And then on the positive side, there were people who were just really, really keen to engage. They were looking for some company, they were looking for someone to speak to, and others who were actually concerned about community, about their situation, the situation of those around them. So we had the full gamut.
The method was a community development approach, but it was really about starting where people were at.
What that looked like, we didn't really know exactly. We used our community development methodology where we actively listen, we build relationships based on mutual trust and respect, and obviously respect people where they're at. So I guess that's one of the main strengths of the community development approach, I think, that flexibility. We are a small organisation, and we used our existing partnerships and understanding of the local community to be able to reach people in their own homes, on their doorsteps.
That's the whole idea of meeting and talking to people. And that's what Benarrawa has going for it. Is getting to know people on it.
The planning side of it was really important. As a team, Paula, John and I spent quite a bit of time actually thinking through how we were going to engage with people, what that might look like, setting up a bit of a safety plan for ourselves as well and for other people. So we looked at catching up with residents on a weekday afternoon, a weekend and a weekday morning, and that way we thought that we'd be able to get as broad a number of residents as possible. And what we found was that the afternoons actually worked better. For lots of reasons, residents were sleeping or doing things in the morning, and the afternoon seemed to be the best time. So then our intention was to regularly engage every Tuesday afternoon for about 6 months.
I love spending time with Sandy Ellen because we've been through a lot together over the years, and you know, she has these cards, and you pick a card out and you say, oh, what does that mean to you? And you've always got a story in your mind that you can read read the card. You know, they can't read it, but you can read it and tell them a story. And I think that's fantastic of Sandy Ellen doing that, you know. And Paula and John, they're all great with the people who come here. Yeah, so they're just, you feel like you're at home when you come here, you know.
So what I like is that it's really very open to, you know, people from all walks of life, and seeing those people interact together, meeting people that they probably wouldn't, you know, normally talk to either, has been great.
All these people who are living in isolation, who are struggling to reach out into the community, have all these gifts, have all these capacities and abilities, and we're not finding a way as a society to reach out and engage those. And this is the work that we do now. Get out there and find those people and bring them back in to offer something back to all of us.
It was such an overall positive experience, I feel, and that's what I'd really like to convey to potential, I guess, community workers out there who are interested in maybe a different way of approaching issues in their communities. Is, yeah, give it a go and see what happens.
We don't know what's going to happen or come out of the work, and I think that's been the real beauty of community development. That's what gives me energy and I love about community development, is that you engage and develop relationships with people, and everyone's life has a story that's lovely to hear, and that our role is to facilitate and connect people and see what comes out of it.
But for Benarra, I like the free lunches and the ice cream. She used to give us an ice cream.